use your theater voice.
I'm about to say, right? I don't even need it.
There you go.
But what I want to underscore too is that this project is rooted in love. Jamal, I call him Big Brother. He calls me Little Brother. And you know, there's this saying: if you can't find a door, build a door. And the door that we've been missing. We don't have sufficient multi-layered portrayals of black men in their full humanity. We actually do get to see it, you know, in your work in Power, but those type of roles are few and far between. So we wanted to build that door. Telling stories that show us in our full humanity is very hard in this business. It's not particularly what Hollywood or pop culture is interested in. So Jamal and I sat together and said, we believe in each other, we support each other, we have the same values, and we first started watching films that we thought would be the quality of film that we wanted. Then we sat down in his living room, we sat down at the floor of my apartment, and we just started brainstorming. And that's how this whole process began.
Omari, your character has been in jail. He's out and he's made it. He's more resilient. How's he different?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Is my mic on?
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't necessarily, resilient is an interesting word choice that you use, because I find in the movie that the struggle with Lance is more of resilience. I think what I see with Jomo is that there's a lot of logic, there's a lot of practicality. And it doesn't escape me as a personality in terms of me, but I definitely think that there's a part of me that's more of a dreamer, obviously, and I think Jomo's not necessarily that. So his resilience, if you may, is that of just staying within the parameters of safety now being something of comfort, and the safety that he's found in creating this barbershop and having an opportunity to not only use the moments of cutting young men's hair for that purpose, but also the purpose of putting something of wisdom in their ear. I think the greatest barbers in all the communities that we came up in are actual pastors as well. I feel like the Clippers, there's a cord extension to the Clippers, but I actually think of the Clippers as that of a microphone. And so I think Jomo is really figuring that out and trying to be the rock of the neighborhood of sorts. But I think that Lance is the dreamer, and I think aptly named by either Daniel or Dr. JJ, Lance a lot. I think he's a dreamer and a fighter, and I think that Jomo is just more of the practical rock, the steady kind of non-drifting character who found his way in jail and is now out, you know. But he's the centerpiece or the cornerstone of their relationship and of that neighborhood, which is really interesting.
Kadeem, this is your first feature, right? I knew in here didn't want to give Daniel's character, Lance, a hug, and Kadeem's tie. Who didn't want to just take him in? Where did you go to find this character, and how real is he to you?
I did a lot of looking. Oh, this is on though.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, so I did a lot of looking inside to find this character. I related to him a lot. I feel it's Ty is someone who's trying to find his way, a young man who sees a lot of possibility, and although he finds comfort in his community by leading toward the gang life, because he realizes that's how to stay safe, you know, that's how you protect yourself. It's a brotherhood that's developing over there. There's no male figures in Ty's life. He doesn't have a father around, no grandfather around, so in that he has a longing for brotherhood and a longing for mentorship, and he goes to these gang members and because they're brothers to him, you know, so in that he develops a sense of trust with them, and from there you find Lance's character comes around and shows him another way, shows him what are some of the possible outcomes by choosing this path, and I think that opened his mind. I relate to that immensely because I feel fortunate that I have such great mentors in my life and brothers in my life. So in that, I got to. But in that, so yeah, that's where I look back to the project.
Jamal, what was it like shooting this in Harlem? There must have been a lot of people on the street coming up to you guys.
Yeah, there were, but the people were really supportive. And what we got a lot, and the access, and I have to talk about the whole kind of family process of it. Everybody believed in what we were doing. And folks in the community would come in, they'd be respectful, they'd stay for hours, and we often got the comment. And then between takes, Daniel, Omari would stay and talk to the kids in the community, play ball with them, learn who they were, invite them to the set. We also had our whole directing unit, the assistant directors, the key PAs were all black men. And so, yeah, we had a but seeing all black men standing around in the community with walkie-talkies and they're not cops. And to have children come up, especially black boys, saying, what are you doing? And to have not just the director, but the assistant directors, the actors, everyone say, we're making a movie, come closer. Not get away, the way some, because there's a lot of film that goes up, and those of us that live uptown know how if you come home and there's a film crew on your block, it's like you don't live there. It's like they're taking over. So the atmosphere, the love that was on the set, we had a really diverse crew. Robert Tooney was in our producing unit, Jonathan Sanger, but they were the only men, the rest were women. At the end, Cheryl led that force in the production office. Toward the end, too, I want, please, and get ready for this, I want cast and crew who are not up here to please come up here at the end and take a bow for all your hard work. There's a lot of women in the audience. And so it was a feeling of affirmation that people would come up and they would say, that's my story, I feel that. Anything I can do. Community fed us, even though we had catering, people were bringing food. It was an amazing experience.
Jonathan, you made The Elephant Man?
Yes.
Yes, Jonathan.
That was my first film.
And is your latest chapter and verse? What did you see in it?
I love the film. I met with Jamal. We were introduced by somebody from Los Angeles who knew us both, and I came up to Harlem and had lunch with him in the Cuban restaurant, and we just met just to meet. And I asked him what he was doing. He asked me what I was doing, and he started to tell me a little bit about chapter and verse, which he had written, and which he and Daniel were planning to make for, out of their own pockets. They were going to just go and do it, and for a couple of $100,000 if they could get that much money going together. And I asked to read it, and he let me read it, and I think I called him up immediately as soon as I finished it, and I said, well, let me help you. I think we can do it for a little more money and really, really get some major people in it and really be able to do that. I had met, right after that, I met Cheryl, and Cheryl became my soulmate partner here, and we both met each other, got together, spent all our time in the office, all our time on the set. We shared everything all the way through the show, and it was, I have to say, it's funny, you asked me about The Elephant Man. That was a magical moment in my life. And I thought that was the way movies were intended to be. And the truth is, this is the next magical moment of my life after all these years. So,
Cheryl, we've heard about all the men who were there. You said all the women were producing?
It's on. So the line producer, the production manager, all the staff in the office were women. Women really helped make this film. Women made this film as well. So I'm really proud of them.
Absolutely. And Robin Newland as well, who did a fantastic. Robin, who was our costume designer. Robin was fantastic. The community support too is embodied by. There you go. Wait, Robin, come on all the way out in the light, girl. Come out here. Don't be in the shadows. Be in the light. Let there be light. Let there be camaraderie. Also, before we get to the next question, because we have to acknowledge our support of New Heritage Theater and Films and the amazing, legendary Rosa Riddle. Supported everything that Daniel and I ever come to him with has been there to support.
Absolutely.
Now, Cheryl, you've described this as being Baldwin-esque. What do you mean by that?
Oh, so Baldwin always talks about both the pain and the problems in the Black community, but he also talks about the love that goes along with it at the same time. So as Daniel always says, how do broken people love one another? And that's sort of what Baldwin always described in his story. So this is a very intimate portrayal of Black and brown people and how we take one another in even when, there's problems and issues and don't necessarily question but support people. And that's what Miss Maddie did. She's like, oh, you've been in jail, look at you, I know you've been in jail. and then she takes him in and then he gives back to her. And they become each other's rock. And that happens all the time. It doesn't happen, I don't think it happens in other communities the way. So that's what I mean by Baldwin-esque. I mean, James would be like, real me. But I also want to say, it was like absolutely, fantastic working with all of these guys, I'm proud to be, I'm proud to have made them really shine.
But this is your first feature for Harlem Film Company.
For Harlem Film
yeah, for Harlem
Company.
Film Company. Yes. What can we expect?
As hard as I've been working.
No,
First film.
no, for Harlem Film Company. What can we expect?
So as Vicky said earlier, Jamal and I was sitting in my car one day saying, we are so sick and tired of these Hollywood people, saying no, da-da-da. So we said, we can do it. I mean, we have all the skills and all the experience. We're going to find a way to get the money, and we did. And we started this film. We had 3 weeks pre-production, which is insane. And at that moment, we didn't have the money yet. And between and as Jonathan, we call it dialing for dollars. And Jonathan was there, and he was making it happen. He would be in the office saying, "We need such and such." Don't say that in front of the crew; they're going to get nervous.
Don't tell them we got 50 cents in our pocket.
We have to shout out Walter Thurman, though.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, because when we were doing it, he was first in with some cash money, right? $100,000, right? And then we were able to kind of say, well, we got money, we're going to make the movie. We didn't have enough, but we had enough to kind of boldly say, we are going to make this film.
So this is our first feature film. We expect a lot going forward. But one of the things I want to ask people, find the MIST.com, buy a ticket for your friend, buy 5 tickets for your family and friends, and because we're going to be here all next week. Somebody said 6 tickets. We'll be here all next week, and there'll be like 21 screenings in all. We'll have 5 on Friday, 5 on Saturday, and 5 on Sunday, although a lot of people will be watching the Super Bowl. But then we'll be here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we go downtown, but we really need to support this. This is the way we build in our community. It's an economic engine as well as a media production company. So we really, need your support.
Can I just, absolutely. I just want to add to that too, because I can already tell the love and the energy in this room, and I do believe the support is going to happen. When Cheryl was saying that the film is Baldwin-esque, I just was reading a quote from his letter that he wrote to Angela Davis. And the way you described him is exactly it. But what he also talked about are the lies that we have been told about ourselves to ourselves, right? And about the importance of taking control of the narrative. And we all understand what urgent times these are right now. And so supporting an independent film like this that's showing us in our full humanity is one of the action steps we can take to control the narrative, right? Because there are all kinds of lies that are being told about who we are, and those lies are to the point of urgency. So I just wanted to add that to the request.